Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Rongan's podcast. I'm Dinesh Shagi, joined by Amar and Punk. How are you guys?
Yeah,
Good,
good
good. How
man.
are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Pretty good. Had a nice break for Christmas. By the way, Merry Christmas to you guys, and obviously, all our viewers around the world. Yeah,
Merry
had a nice
Christmas.
decent break.
Merry
So yeah,
Christmas, Merry Christmas to everyone.
so I'll probably get us started, right? So Boxing Day test, big test in Melbourne. The series leveled at 1-1. So really quick summary, right, in terms of where Australia are in terms of the batting. They batted for 86 overs, currently 3-1-1 with 6 wickets down. So obviously they have Steve Smith still at the crease alongside Pat Cummins. Smith batting at 68. Obviously, a couple of half centuries from Constance, the debutant, Kawaja, Labuschagne, and obviously Steve Smith is still batting. So there's like four half centuries in the top six. And then obviously they kind of wrapped up the day on a 3-1-1 for a six. Before we go into the details, right? Just want to start on a lighter note. Obviously, I'm seeing a lot of news going around. A lot of I'd say probably misunderstanding between something that happened on day one. Obviously, two genuine professionals going about their job happen to bump into each other, and all of a sudden there's all this news around someone's trying to do something to the other player. They're just involved, someone's trying to fix his bat, and the other guy's like probably focusing on the ball, trying to get some revs on the ball, and then these things happen. But I just want to get your view on it. Is that what you guys look at it as, or so is this more to this? Amar?
Whom you want to? Are you choosing me to start on that?
Absolutely, Amar.
Okay. So I will be a little bit more straightforward to that. As an cricket lover, it's very unfortunate, and but as an Indian cricket lover, that's pure embarrassing. A player of such stature, Virat Kohli, vastly experienced, one of the legends of the game, shoulder butting a 19-year-old debutant. That is something that shouldn't have happened. I don't know. Well, heat of the moment or a brain freeze. I don't know. Whatever you want to call it, aggression. But I would say it's pure embarrassment to the cricket, really, to be honest. And that shows as well that how the this amazing player, the 19-year-old debutant, has he went he was really playing well, and the opponent thought that he was a threat.
Mhm.
So that was, it shouldn't have happened. It did happen, and also we saw Siraj giving him a mouthful as well. But that was the I would say that was the extent it should have gone to,
Mhm.
but this was not needed.
Fair enough. Punk, your take on it?
It's just a laugh, man. I don't know what happened to Virat at that point. Shouldn't happen. I agree with Amar. What Siraj was doing that was good. You have to be aggressive, and you need to bit like uh, in Australia you have to be a bit aggressive. Without that, it doesn't work. But yeah, I think there's a brain freeze from Virat. He might just, and frankly speaking, he's very lucky to get away with 20% of match fees and some demerit points. You cannot have a physical interaction on the field of cricket, right? Virat could have gone and given a mouthful, or that's fine, right? But no physical contact. And you could easily see from the video, right? He was actually trying to come on the line where Constance was moving towards his partner. But yeah, I don't have to talk much about it. I think so. Everybody knows, can see the video. You can't defend Virat here. And frankly speaking, he himself won't be able to defend what he's done.
Fair enough, right? Maybe
Completely right.
before we
But
go into
that's
the
it.
details,
Yeah, let's move on.
yeah, let me probably summarize that. There's probably one king welcoming another king onto the scene in terms of how things will unfold going forward. But let's probably leave it at there. Like you guys said,
Yeah.
there's certain things we can't turn around. What's happened has happened. But yeah, so focusing, right? Obviously, we got to the topic of Sam Constance, like 19-year-old debut, you know, uh, a series that has so much merit in terms of obviously what's online with WTC, and obviously the rivalry between India and Australia is on par with Ashes lately. So for him to get a debut against a bowling attack, obviously with Bumrah, the rank one bowler in world at the moment, and then it's a Boxing Day test. His approach, obviously we want to get your view in terms of. I know Punky made a point as part of the preview as well, like Australia's approach and the reason them dropping McSweeney is all about bringing in a player who can counterattack and probably score at a higher strike rate. Do you think he did justice to that?
To me,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
yeah, absolutely. And see, when I raise this point, right, the reason they got a debut 19-year player, right, it was that like it was like a hit and miss. So suppose like he could have got out, right? There were a few balls which Bumrah really is very lucky to get a few fours and some Yorkers, slow ball Yorkers and all that. He was right there. So he was slightly lucky, right? He could have been bowled like in the after the first four, he could have been bowled immediately, right? So he was a bit lucky. The thing is, the mindset of the cricketer is that, see, he's 19 years, and this is what I was trying to tell in the previous one as well. So if he had missed, he had an opportunity to come back, play another 2-3 years and come back. But say they were got like a 27 or 28-year-old, even if the coach goes and tells, like, the captain tells the person that, go out and, be aggressive from ball one.
Sure.
Back of your mind, you will be, oh, this is my debut match. And if I miss, then, I don't have that many years to come back and play again. So, right choice. And I told about like Shane Watson, his mentor, and the reason why they got him was to up the strike rate. And he did exactly that. So, kudos to the guy. He didn't have a brain freeze, frankly speaking, and he knew what was needed to be done, right? So when he reverse scooped Bumrah,
the ram shot,
right, and then you had a fielder. When you had a fielder behind, then he did not do that. He was playing more straight, and then he was cutting the ball, right. But his batting was very clear in what his plan was clear. More it was on the Indian bowlers, and actually it was more on the captain, who actually missed a point. And we'll come back exactly what happened. But kudos to Sam. He's done exactly what was needed to be done, and that's what we had predicted in terms of why he was replaced for Swinney. So yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, Amar, anything you want to add?
Yeah, I would answer this in a more in a wider prospect as well. What I would say is, we should not call this a Boxing Day test. I think we should call this a Bumrah test, because whatever has happened today has happened because of Bumrah. Sure. You see the team selection of both the teams, McSweeney going out and Sam Constant coming in. I think that has happened because of Bumrah. Also, on the other end, Sundar coming in and Gill going out, that has also happened because of Bumrah. Because I think the Indian team tried to safeguard Bumrah's workload, and that's why they couldn't take any other bowler out, and they instead went with Gill. And in the Australian camp, what I would say is, they wanted to attack, and they wanted to take Bumrah out early on, and this was a plan. And of course, there was a need to score at a higher rate as well. But when we saw Sam playing those scoop, and we thought, okay, a couple of times he missed, and then he tried again. He was, very brave in doing that, and it was a risky attempt or risky approach to play. But I'm looking at it from a different angle. What I'm seeing is he came up with a plan when he came down to bat, and that was a plan of the entire management. He was given a directive there that you go out and your only job is to take out Bumrah.
Sure.
If you are unsuccessful, that's okay with us. We will back you no matter what, but this is your job. So when we see him scooping him a couple of times and missing, and then he does it again, there he's not taking any risk, to be honest. He's actually playing according to the plan. and that's what has added to his success as well. He's free to do that there, and he did it successfully. Initially he was lucky. There were he missed the outside edges, and then he was very close to the stumps as well. The ball, Bumrah's ball in the second over as well, but he was lucky there. But then his shots were connecting, and then in fact middling as well. So very good approach, and he did what he came to do. He made a run a ball half century, and very attacking. Now that what it did was it totally destroyed or disturbed the captain's field setups and captain's strategy. I'm talking about Rohit Sharma.
Yeah.
And there was no answer, because it looked like there was no plan B from Rohit Sharma for him. He totally relied on Bumrah. But the biggest thing he did was he disturbed Bumrah as well. So Bumrah's plan. Initially, you saw that Bumrah started with wide of the stump balls, and he was starting to Sam started to look to scoop that. But then again, as Ravi Shastri saw that ball, he said that now Bumrah will go wicket to wicket, and that's what he did. Yeah. And Ravi Shastri knew that Sam was actually trying to get Bumrah to bowl to his strengths, and that's what happened. And even after the after post-match presentation, he said that he kind of tried a couple of shots, and he hoped that Bumrah would change his line and bowl to his strengths, and that's exactly what happened. And then from there on, Sam started taking on Bumrah. Plus, also Sam obviously came to know that he was doing really well, because Siraj came and he was giving him a mouthful, and then the Kohli incident happened, which was embarrassing. But by then he was full of confidence, and you could see him. He would step out, and then he would hit in the mid-on area. So all in all, I mean, the plan worked. Sam's plan worked. His confidence was showing, and he played as he wanted to play. And that was the day. That was the day. Yeah.
I agree with both of you guys, right? I think he capitalized on the opportunity, and obviously he's done what he's supposed to do. And it not only helped Sam. Sorry, Pan.
No, go on, please.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, like, it not only helped Sam, to kind of kickstart his, Test debut on a high note, but allowed someone like Usman Khawaja to buy his time, because that's another piece. Like, if you reflect on the previous test, because of McSweeney not being able to do what Sam managed to do here, that put a little bit of pressure on Khawaja, and followed by Labuschagne as well.
Khawaja just faced 3 balls out of the 5 overs which Bumrah bowled in the first spell, just 3 balls, and that was somewhere on the 4.3 or something. The fourth, technically the 5th over, he just faced 3 balls, right? Yeah. So
absolutely, I think that's where
I would like to talk about Rohit Sharma and even a bit of Bumrah and Siraj, the way they bowled, and that's something which is very important to divulge, what went wrong, and something which we need to talk about in detail, right? There was
we'll
really bad planning by
attack.
Indian bowlers.
Yeah, no, we'll definitely get to the bowling attack, right? But obviously, going back to Australia's batting, right? Sam's innings, Australia being able to score 100 runs within 25 overs helped a good start for the team, and also obviously avoided a lot of the top order into the middle order, not to face someone like Bumrah, which hasn't happened in this series, and that allowed the likes of Khawaja.
And just to give us stats on Sam as well, Dinesh, he was the 3rd fastest for debut to score fastest 50. Quick question to you guys: who was the fastest, and how many balls for Australia as a debut? Who scored the fastest
on a debut? Who scored
for the fastest 50 for Australia?
I'm guessing Watson.
Your guess, Dinesh?
I'd probably go with it could be Davey Warner.
Okay, it's Adam Gilchrist.
Oh, wow.
He scored in 46 balls.
Fair enough.
And the second one is Agar. And second one is Aston Agar. And third is Sam. So just to give you perspective.
Oh yeah, Agar played that one of hell of innings, probably batting at number 9 or 10.
And a debut.
Where he scored 90 something. Yeah. No, absolutely.
2013. Right. But yeah, good one.
So I just mentioned, right, obviously, that allowed the rest of the batsmen to obviously settle in, score a bit freely. But kind of looking at, where the team is at the moment, Stephen Smith scoring, at 60 a strike rate, a batsman who was struggling for the first two tests, managed to score that century in the third test, and now, he's on conference. I've watched some of the highlights earlier again, realized, he's stepping down, attacking some of the spinners. Maybe, from here on, looking into day two, what should be Smith's approach and obviously Australia's approach. Should they pile on and set up the big target, or what would be their approach? Punk, you want to go first?
Okay, so well, they're in a very good position, right? 311 runs, they have 4 wickets to go, and they have batting with Cummins and Stark, right? And even Nathan Lyon, he also can bat, right? So you have if they can go around 400 plus, they are there, right? So it's going to be difficult from there on for India to actually come close to 400. So it's going to be the second inning battle of the second innings.
Sure.
He should continue as it is. If there fall a few quick wickets, then he should be much more aggressive and try to go closer to get the 50, 60 or 70 runs. Even 375 or something is a very good score on that pitch currently. So I think it's just continue. His strike rate is quite good, 60, and if he can continue on the same thing, I would suggest the first 1 hour, because the ball is still new. It's just 86 overs. 86 overs, only 6 overs most probably is the new ball, right? Yeah, so it's still new. Just play for the first 1 hour, which everybody talks about, right?
Sure.
And then afterwards, just go on, right? So if the wickets fall in the first hour itself, then Smith would be the right person to be a bit aggressive and try to go score the 40, 50 runs quickly. At least 350 plus would be 350, 375 is a good score on that pitch.
Sure.
Right, because India's going to bat fourth.
Yeah,
so,
fair enough. Yeah. Amar, anything you would like to add?
Saying that, I'm just adding to Punk's point. Of course, they will be looking at a big score there. I would also say that Stephen Smith hasn't finished yet. So we are looking at 400 plus 450 easily there. Of course, tomorrow Indian bowlers will have to come and do a better job. Today we saw Jasprit Bumrah. He bowled the highest number of overs, I think. So even if we have 3 seamers, 2 spinners, it's not looking like that his workload is being any lower than the previous games. So and like today we saw that an early attack. He was, he was taken out of the bowling, and then he was brought back in later on. But tomorrow's approach would be to extend or manage as many as runs possible. I think Stephen Smith will be looking to get a century first, and then, of course, take that further with other batsmen as well. Like Punk mentioned, down the order, they have a very good all-rounders as well. They can bat. So I don't think that anything less than 400. We are looking at more than 400, 450 runs. But again, we have to be cautious there. With Jaddu as well, we saw a couple of times he was short of length, but then what we saw was whenever he was kind of a good length or a fuller length, he was troubling the batsman. But at times he was a little bit short as well, so he will have still to correct that as well. So all in all, Australia in a better position. They would like to get a big score, and they have a very good opportunity to do that. So it was all in all Australia's day today, and tomorrow also they would like to solidify that.
Absolutely right. So let's quickly shift focus on the Indian attack, right? Obviously now, quickly looking at the stats, with Jasprit Bumrah, like you pointed out, Amar, he did bulk of the uplifting, right? He bowled 21 overs.
21 overs,
yeah. 75 runs. Obviously, he's got 3 wickets towards the back end of the innings, which obviously are key. Unfortunately, Siraj again, he fell short. He's considered 69 runs in 15 overs at a economy of 4.60, on par with a ODI. Akashdeep, 19 overs, 59. Jaddu, 14 overs, 54. And then Sundar, 12 overs, 37. One of the things I want to look at before we get into the details about Jasprit, right? I mean, we know it's going to be like in a hot day. Obviously, there would be some purchase for spinners is what the team anticipated, and that's where they made the switch of bringing in Washington Sundar in place of Gill. Do we think, like, from India's standpoint, I don't know if it's the conscious approach or something else kind of upset our plans. But yes, Sundar only bowling like 12 overs, and then Nitish Kumar Reddy, he's a batting all-rounder who can actually bowl a decent amount of pace, only managed 5 overs. And, I don't know if Rohit could have done different in terms of using these two a bit more and probably help out someone like Jasprit. Your thoughts on that, like, in terms of how we manage the bowlers?
Me?
I can go. So I think Nitish they could have bowled Nitish more. If I'm not wrong, he was the guy who gave the least number of runs, I guess.
Yeah, like he bowled 5 overs for 10 runs.
Yeah.
Like economy of
Yeah,
speed.
so he could have been bowled a little bit more. And also, of course, when until unless Constance was there, then it was good to keep him away and then Jasprit Bumrah away and then brought in on later on. But then again, it comes to the point that, okay, there's so much reliance on him. And they could have, used the other bowlers as well. Then again, Siraj, I think he's giving too many runs. He was not in my list of playing 11 this time, but
Sure.
that shows. I mean, we have seen that he was the guy who was giving the highest number of runs there, and his only Arsenal looked like be sledging really, and nothing more. He didn't look that dangerous early on. Of course, his ball was. I mean, he a couple of times he missed Khwaja's bat, but nothing more than that. Nothing more dangerous than that, really. Sure. Of course, Jaddu. Talking about Jaddu, whenever he was pitching up, whenever he was a good length, he was troubling the batsman. But then again, and of course, it was a very good ball to Sam. Taking Sam's wicket there. So yeah, I mean, all in all, they have to do a little bit better. Again, it turned out that Akashdeep was being unfortunate. He has been unfortunate. Every time he looked like he could take a wicket, he was troubling the batsman, to be honest. He was the guy who was, again, he was kind of getting good length and, to the wicket as well. So it was like line and length, both were really good. But again, he was unlucky. He got a wicket there, but I think the result, his numbers don't show the way he bowled. That's what I'm trying to say. So I would say, hopefully tomorrow he will get more wickets. They are like, we have batsmen down the order who are playing now. Stephen Smith is there, but then again, Stephen Smith was also troubled by him in the previous match as well. So I'm leaning more towards Akashdeep to do some magic there, and Bumrah is already there. Of course, if Jaddu maintains his line length, then that will be good.
Absolutely. Kant, anything you would like to add?
Thank you. Yeah, a lot. So let me start. Like, apart from Kohli having a brain freeze, I feel Gambhir and Rohit Sharma also have got a brain freeze in terms of the bowling attack. Yeah. So if you look into the previous match, Akashdeep's control of the ball was better than Siraj. So, and a lot of like commentators and people around, they did tell that Akash and Bumrah should open the innings with the new ball. Yeah, they didn't do that. Now, and when the second new ball which came in, Akash came in and he got the wicket, right? So just want to put that in perspective. So completely wrong statistics in terms of what these guys were planning, Rohit and Gambhir. So they need to put their hands up and see what they have done, right? Siraj, the first 3 test matches, not great, right? He has only that one cutter ball which he cuts the ball and goes. And now I'll come back into what went wrong as well. So Bumrah in the fifth over, just before this, I've told Khwaja played only 3 balls of Bumrah. Okay, in the fifth over, 4.3 onwards. Siraj was bowling around the wicket, over the wicket. He has only that. In the fifth or the sixth over, he went around the wicket and then he bowled 2 or 3 balls to Khwaja. Now the stats says that Khwaja has got out 4 times from round the wicket.
Yeah.
So what the hell Gambhir and Rohit Sharma were telling Siraj, if you cannot come round the wicket and bowl to Khwaja, who is being out of the 6 innings, he's got out 4 times from round the wicket.
Absolutely.
I don't know what these guys were planning, So pathetic planning, pathetic bowling. And Siraj was just, Khwaja was just leaving the ball, right?
Yeah.
So he did not play much. And then Bumrah was already out of attack. Akash came in. And you see, and I'll just give you some stats here as well. The false shot which Akash did is the same as what Bumrah generated in the entire innings. So you have the 2 best bowlers who have been bowling. You need to get them in the attack up front, right?
Yeah.
And believe me, he would have got those wickets, right? Because his control of line length is much better than Siraj. And Siraj is never a line and length bowler, he has that bounce and he has that cutter. So he has never been like a perfect line and length bowler. In entire test match, you can look into it. It's more that aggressiveness, and he's got this cutter. He had this outswing which is gone after 2021, which I've been talking about. That outswing is the outswing to the right handers and inswing to the left handers, right? And he does not go around the wicket, which was where Khwaja. He just did 3 balls in the 6th or 7th over, just to give a perspective of what went wrong in terms of planning, right? For Sam, when the first scoop happened, right, when he hit the 4, that's the time that he was going, and it's not like he was not trying. So 4 or 5 times he tried that, right, and the ball was flying over. So see, the thing is, as a T20 captain, which Rohit is, he should understand that you don't have control. Like if we all have played cricket, right, you don't have control where the ball will go when you reverse quick, right? It's not like a drive that you can. It's more of luck where it hits the ball, right, and where it flies off. So it was too late for him to put a fielder on third man, right? He should have done that, and he should have opened the cover drive for him to drive when Bumrah was like, when he was trying the first few balls, right? You would have got some. And the other thing is, Bumrah never bounced Sam Constance. Now, you see, Melbourne, okay, the front is like 61. So behind the wicket was 61 meters, and front was like 70 meters or something. But on your, when you scoop, when you pull
on the leg side,
longer distance, you could have asked Bumrah to bounce him at least 1 or 2 balls when he was. They didn't do it. It was just full length, and he was waiting for it.
Yeah.
And Bumrah's bouncer is one of the most dangerous bouncers, right? Siraj in entire 6-7 overs just bowled 2 or 3 bouncers to Sam. And Siraj bouncer is like not the bouncer which will hurry up the batsman.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is where they've gone wrong in the first 10 overs.
Sure.
And I don't know. I feel like Rohit has to pull his socks up and start being in a very proactive captain. Very wrong strategy in terms of the first 10 overs. So it was really pissing off to see what these guys were doing. Like we were just like on the side, come on, you put a third man, that guy will get out. And they were like 16 or 20 runs just taken, and then he realizes that he's just playing reverse thing. Because test matches, you can set a field. If somebody is his strength, then you just make sure that he plays opposite his strength. So just to let you know what went wrong completely in the first 10-15. We were very lucky that Bumrah came back and he got those 2 wickets, and then Akash got odd. This was like a 500 pitch, the way these guys were batting, But still, we are not out of the jail, right? We're still there, but very pathetic in terms of captaincy. In terms of the overs, right? So 21 overs is like, it's slightly on the higher side. Generally, you would have bowled like 16 overs. So he's bowled like 1 spell more. Again, wrong picking up Siraj. You've seen the last test match. and before that as well, he didn't perform. He didn't have control of the ball, right? So we've agreed to that. He shouldn't have been in this test match. Either they should have got Prasidh Krishna, or they should have got the faster bowler, right?
Yeah,
And in Melbourne, if you have good bouncers, there's a good chance you will get more catches because of the longer offside and boundaries. Yeah.
absolutely.
So just to let you know, they need to really think about each and every player. They're not bowling to plans, and neither the captain is actually coming up and giving them plans to bowl according to the batsman. So that's
Yeah.
that's my thing. Really frustrating in terms of what they've done, and I've just given you the entire stats. So Akashdeep has to open the bowling
Absolutely. Yeah. Hopefully,
Agreed.
innings,
someone in
and I'll see. Definitely, will see that. Definitely, will see that he will be opening in the second innings with Bumrah. You'll see that change. They've realized now.
Yeah, I was about to say, we'll make it count, right? We'll make sure, this podcast actually going out to the PCCI and the Indian camp so that they actually pay attention to, like, some of the details we pulled up here. I would like to note. But, absolutely, I agree with you, right? Funny enough, like, now that you mentioned, I was like, what's happened? One of my mates, when like Bumrah finished his first over, and my call was Akash should open the other end. But obviously, they chose to go with the senior partner. But also, quickly focusing on day two, right?
Yeah.
Whatever time or length, Australia is going to bat. Eventually, I'm hoping India is going to bat today at some point. If that's not the case, then that's worrying signs for the series and India as a unit. So some of the news I've heard, in fact, after like yesterday's day one from the management team is the idea of them dropping Gill is because they want Rohit to come back up the order to open, and that will allow someone like KL to bat at number 3 rather than 6. Your take on that, Amar? I know you always wanted the same opening partnership for the entire series, but unfortunately, they chose to now, let Rohit come back up the order.
Yes. So this was like I mentioned earlier as well, that this would be a problem if they think to change the opening partnership. But then again, what they have done now is they've created another problem. So they have taken out a batsman from a struggling batting lineup.
Yeah.
Right throughout the series, we have seen that our batsmen are not making enough runs. Either KL Rahul one day, and of course, Jaiswal had made a century as well. But then the other day, Jaddu bailed us out. So
Yeah.
I mean, already it looked like throughout the series, it looked like we are short of batsmen, and they have taken out a top order batsman now, and they have, instead of that, they have gone with a bowler. I don't know what the thinking behind that is. I can only make out it's because just to cover Bumrah, really, to manage his workload, which now even that is not. It doesn't look like that has happened. So I mean, tomorrow, Stephen Smith and co will want to bat as long as possible, get as many runs,
Sure.
and they know this. They already know from the batting lineup that India will be under pressure. That batting lineup will be under pressure because there are batsmen short now. And now on top of that, they're thinking of changing the opening pair. So I mean, all in all, this again looks like a very, very unsettled. It looks like they're again trying to experiment in between a series, and they're hoping that this would work. So yeah, I'm not happy about that. It may, you never know. He might come back tomorrow and Rohit Sharma may score a century. Who knows? But today, sitting here, I don't think that is a good move. KL Rahul looks more settled than ever now. He has not looked as settled as he is now. So don't disturb him. But if they do, it'll be interesting to see what he does coming in a different spot, maybe number 4. Again, I would expect runs from Kohli, because if he looks fired up, he should show in his batting. He should show in his runs, not shoulder butting a 19-year-old. So that should not be the approach. If he has, I don't know. I don't want to use any words, but if he wants to do that, then
Make
I
the
mean,
bat do all the
just
talking.
yeah,
If he
let
has
the bat do the talking. I mean, we are lost of words here because I think we are kind of disappointed, angry, embarrassed. There are so many superlatives you can add here, but yeah, tomorrow, yeah, we will have to see their approach. And I'm not very keen on changing the opening partnership, opening pair right now.
Anything you would like to add on the change and the batting approach?
So it's wrong to change your opening partnership. That's the only people who played well, and because of their innings in Perth, we won the first test match. Hands out, right? It's not the Kohli's innings or Nitish Reddy innings in the first on the second innings I'm talking about. It was Jaiswal and KL who actually got us there for the Perth test.
Sure.
Now, if it's changed, right? Now, what's happened is you're going to change 2 or 3 positions here. I would rather, if you've taken out Gill, let Rohit come and bat at 1 down at number 3 and continue with KL and Jaiswal, right? So yeah, that's the only thing I can see. If they want to do that, that's like a like to like, you just change across, and the rest of the batting is fine because Jadeja has batted he has batted at 6, so there's no issues there, and Nitish also has batted at 7 in Perth, and so 6, 7, it's always interchangeable. It's not a big deal there. But if Rohit wants to come up the order, then you can bat at 1. So there's a meme going around with KL Rahul, whoever comes to open, I'll be there opening in the next over. So just to on a lighter note.
I would like to add very, very quickly one point there, that today, this morning, we saw the importance of a good opening partnership. We saw that today, and you know what it can do to the opposition. I mean, vastly experienced Bumrah, the best bowler in the world, best batsman in the world, the King Kohli. Everyone looked rattled because of that. They knew that if they get a good start, I mean, the WTC final is going out of the picture straight away, and that's why they were so agitated or frustrated. So I mean, it's very important. That's what I'm trying to say. That opening partnership is very important.
And just to add to this, right, what I see the Australian attack with Rohit opening the innings, right, maybe the first few overs, if he's not out, they will, short pitch him. They'll do bounces. And because, as I told you, right, Melbourne is, offside and leg side, the boundaries are longer. He will try to pull the ball and he'll go out in the boundary. That's what the Australian team is going to do. So same thing, he has a weakness of pulling the ball. Same thing with Kohli. He has a weakness of cover drive. They're very good. The best shots are also your the biggest weaknesses. And that's what, they try to target you on. And you will see the short pitch ball coming through, which India did not do till the 11th over, 1 or 2 bouncers. So just to tell you, Rohit opening the innings is going to be challenging for him.
Absolutely, yeah. Not long now. Obviously, let's see how day 2 unfolds, and we wish all the best for both sides, and let's see where things end up. Before we quickly wrap up, obviously with WTC online, just want to quickly bring up a couple of stats around what's going on with the other Test series that kicked off yesterday. Pakistan tour of South Africa. So Pakistan were bowled out for 2-1-1. South Africa now batting 82 for 3. They trail by 129. So obviously, this test has a lot of say in the WTC points, with South Africa the most likely team to qualify, and depending on what happens between India and Australia, that'll be the second team. But yeah, it's something I want to just put it out for our audience and for our viewers. But yeah, thank you for your time today.
That match is on a balance, actually.
Yeah,
it's going to be interesting. So kudos to Pakistan to get 3 wickets. So
absolutely, yeah. Let's see how things unfold there as well. We'll keep a close eye on that, and we'll probably connect tomorrow on how things unfold for the Border Cup Trophy day 2 in Melbourne. Thank you for your time again. Appreciate it. You guys jumping on. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Cheers, bye.